Hey there, Internet. So it's been well established I have nieces and a nephew, all of whom are fantastic and are great, and I love them a lot, and they're super cool. One of the things that I've always admired most about them is how good they are at imagining and just playing in general. Like, sure, all kids are supposed to have really great imaginations, but I always get the feeling that they're just better at it than a lot of people are. And I just think that's really, really cool because they could literally have anything like a piece of string or a stick or a cardboard box or whatever, and it would be a toy and they could stay entertained for at least a decently extended period of time. And watching them do that has reminded me that I used to be the same way. I used to hang out on the elementary school playground and play this game called Powers, wherein the entire thing was made up in my head and we just had different elemental powers and we would fight bad guys who like came up out of the field that was in the middle of the playground. Very Avatar The Last Airbender vibe, but before that show even existed, so Nickelodeon, you owe me a butt ton of cash. Just kidding, that's not how copyright works. But as I've grown older, I get the definitive feeling that I've lost whatever it was up here, or at least I haven't used, and thus it's atrophied whatever used to be up here that made me, that is not English, that made me good at doing these sorts of things, and I don't like that. So, hand in hand with my declaration last week that I'm going to start unplugging myself from all of these obnoxious media-based distractions, I have decided to actually start playing. Which I get is really a pretty novel idea for someone like me who is decidedly very obsessed with toys. It's just that before now I usually kind of looked at them sitting on a shelf instead of, actually playing with them. And so yesterday, after I had finished building all the Legos that I got for Christmas and my birthday, I decided to sit here and actually try playing with them just to see what happened. One of them was this really stinking awesome TARDIS that my mom got me for my birthday, and it's so amazing, and look, it opens up and there's the Doctor inside and it's so cool. But I just started doing like the little kid thing where you hop them around and you do silly little voices that don't really sound like the characters at all, and then you like fly around and make whoosh noises. And suddenly, after like 15 minutes, I realized I was actually playing with toys, and it was great. Some people might consider this a really harmful form of like psychological reversion, but I'm just happy. Because there are so many things in this life that we miss just because they tend not to leap out and grab our attention. But when you practice playing and you engage your mind in that way and you force your mind to look for ways to use these toys in new ways that aren't immediately obvious, that is training you for the mental discipline of really actively involving yourself with life and not letting yourself be distracted all the time, which is pretty much what 95% of people just let themselves be. And I don't like that. Corollary to this point, last night at 11 p.m., Nintendo finally unveiled all of the details and launch software and price and date of the Nintendo Switch, March 3rd, $299.99. I'm so excited. But one of the things they unveiled was a game called 1-2 Switch, which was essentially kind of the Wii Sports for the Nintendo Switch. It's that game that comes out very early, is a little on the cheaper side, and unveils what makes the system unique. The amazing thing about this game, though, is that it doesn't even involve looking at the screen. The whole point is that two people can hold the controllers in their hands and look at each other, imagine that, and play the game that way. The console just kind of facilitates an existing personal interaction. And I just feel like that's brilliant. We live in a world where couch co-op and party games are kind of dying off and being replaced by obnoxious online mostly shooters. And here's Nintendo taking a giant step in the opposite direction, saying we want you to be as actively engaged with each other as possible, not with our electronic box sitting underneath your TV. We want you to play. And that is what I think makes Nintendo so stinking special, and why, so help me, I will continue to support them until they run out of business. That's not how you say that, until they go out of business. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go drool over trailers for Nintendo Switch games for another 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go back to work, and then I'm gonna watch Series of Unfortunate Events on Netflix, cause oh yeah, that came out today. We live in a beautiful world. Until next week, deuces.